because I don't like y'all being this far
Hey,
away.
hey, welcome, welcome. It's Dee, Michael, and Tatiana. We're back. We're back to talk about Bleak House, Charles Dickens. Hello, Monica. Welcome. Um, we just wait and see. There's some more people coming in. Mm. So while people are coming, let's sort of talk about how we felt about reading the book. And first say how you read the book, and then say like globally what you know how you felt about reading it, like, and then also say like if you happy you read it or you just passed.
Mm.
Who's starting?
Okay. I read it primarily via audiobook. I did start in print and then it just was not working for my brain. And so I switched to the audiobook and I enjoyed it. There are parts that did seem a little long, but of course I have to keep in mind when the time that when this was written and what author pay looked like for what reason back in these days. Because they were more so paid by the word than the book. But what else did you say? That just went out of my head.
And say whether you were happy you read it or you could have just not.
Happy that I read it. Because I enjoyed the story. Did I enjoy this story as much as some of the other classic chunky books that we have read? No. I did not enjoy this as much as The Count of Monte Cristo, obviously. I did not enjoy this as much as Les Miserables. I didn't enjoy this as much as I enjoyed anything that I have read by Dumas. And I think for those of you who have been here for a while, that's not like surprising because I adore him. But I am glad that I read it because it is like I own it. I bought it physically. I bought a physical copy. It was on my TBR. So us picking this made it great for me to get to something that was on my TBR that I wanted to read that I probably never would have gotten to in 2025, surely. So yeah, but I can understand why if we had a low turnout for this one, I can understand why. Michael, your turn.
Okay. I read it on physical about this book in Atlanta. I love this edition. I enjoyed this. I am really happy that I read it because it is a book on the bucket list. This book, as I was telling y'all earlier, I'll tell everybody else, definitely deserves a reread. This is a book that is a reread. Like this book will be better on the second time around because once you know everything, because there is so much. This is the first time usually you're just reading, you're just getting the vibes. And here it's like, oh my gosh, I need to reread. I was halfway through it and I said, oh my gosh, I can already feel like I need to reread this to get everything because I know that I didn't get everything, but I did enjoy it. I gave it, I'm roughly around the 4.5 mark for me. It's a really difficult rating. I think it because there's some parts in here I feel like it meanders, but like not in a fun way. I was like, okay. But the writing
It's
is
so good.
incredible.
So good.
Like this is someone who knows how to write. Like you could just tell. This is my first Dickens. This is my first Dickens, so I'm excited. Like I would love to read work, but
Didi, the only reason why this is my second Dickens is because Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol. Like this is my first actual. Yeah, this is my first actual long form Dickens work. Like
okay, I did not know.
Yeah, this is my first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, I was like, oh my gosh, you're a good writer. Like, oh my god, like I would love to read his other work now. That's how good
Yep.
it is. And
Yep.
since it's in the free domain, it's really easy to get. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I would love to read more of his works. This is somebody I can feel like it's like how I felt when I first read Toni Morrison, because I forgot which one I read first, but then I was like, oh, you're like a really good writer. You're like, there's something I can feel like you're a good writer. So I would read more. I would love to read more. And we
Yeah,
have a lot of thoughts.
I feel like, okay, so I did not realize that you guys had not read Dickens. So I'm like, y'all my ride or die for real. Okay, God, Lord, I didn't drag y'all through it. Okay.
No, but I wouldn't say I like when you asked us, both of us were like, yes, you asked. You
Mm.
asked
Yeah.
us if we were
Well, you
okay, and
could
we
have
said
said no,
yes.
you know. I wasn't sure. You could have said like, no, girl, nah.
But we
Yeah.
didn't want to say no because we wanted to read it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so yeah,
definitely
Okay.
y'all my ride or die for sure, for sure. But
I mean it's considered one of the
I mean,
best English
I have
novels.
read other
So
Dickens. I have read other Dickens, and this is not an easy read. This,
oh.
this, I feel like this is the, because if you read his other, like I've read the Old
Didn't
Curiosity
you and Peter
Shop. I've
do a
read
read
Oliver
along, or was
Twist.
it you and Kia?
What is it? What was your question?
Didn't you and Peter do a Dickens read along, or was it you and Kia?
Yeah, we did. We read the Old Curiosity Shop together, and we had like we laughed the whole time. It was so funny. Oh, Christy's in here. Ooh. Um, I also read Oliver Twist. I've read, of
Mm.
course, A Christmas Carol, but these Nickleby, these are a little easier and a little, I would say, a lot less complicated.
Mm.
This has literally six storylines
Oh, that's
kind of going on at the same time, six or seven of them. And in his other work, there may be other storylines going on, but they're not so elaborate. They end a little bit quicker, and so it's a little easier to digest. The writing in here is exceptional. I mean, I have to find this paragraph, and it was somewhere in the beginning. The alliteration was off the fucking chain. I was like, oh my God, so good. Um, I really liked it. I would definitely read it again,
Mhm.
to catch all the ins and outs, that you don't catch the first time. Um, Complex, but I think it is a must read in classics just because of like how some of the different themes are treated in the book. This whole idea around the birds, my copy has birds on the front. Now I understand what this is all about. I did
Mm.
when I saw this cover, I was like, okay, birds
And
and
mine just
cages.
has a house. Oxford is boring. Mine just has
Mi-
a.
Mine has this looks like Esther.
I was getting ready to say, is that Esther?
This it looks like Esther. I mean, it
Okay.
got to be because
Yeah, that's probably Esther. So,
it's probably Esther.
already this idea of the birds misplights birds in cages, which is sort of like this kind of,
She
it's
crazy.
kind of, yeah, but it's this idea of this sort of representation of all the people that have gotten so wrapped up in this Jarndyce, lawsuit that it's literally killing them.
Killing them.
They're
Mm.
trapped.
It's sucking the life out of them.
Yeah, sucking the life
Hmm.
out of them, and they're life cage birds, pretty much. Um, so I think it's definitely one that you should take your time with it. This my edition is 880 pages, but there are editions where it's a little bit over 1,000 pages, but that's just because the font size is bigger. Because my font size was kind of like I switched editions in the middle, and like my font size is kind of small,
Yeah,
but
mine is 914, and this is my
yours
font
is
size.
914. What
Hmm.
about yours, Michael?
Mine is eight 866.
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, you get an idea. So yeah, I will definitely eventually read this one again. Unfortunately, I have not read A Tale of Two Cities yet.
Mm.
So okay, this is interesting. Christy, it's starting on a bike when you haven't been on a tricycle or a bike with training wheels. That's a very good analogy. I feel like that's a very good analogy because I remember when we started the read along, I remember people going, "What the hell is going on?" They read like the first chapter and it was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Well, maybe you should go back and read again." But the very beginning, what's really good is his
I did that 3
utilization of
times.
fog in the
I
first.
started it 3 times.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I read like maybe 30 pages, and then I took a week or two break, 3 weeks.
Hmm.
Then I came back. I was like, oh fuck! I had to start all over again.
That's
So
yeah. I didn't wait a week. I didn't wait a week. I waited. I think I read the introduction and the beginning of the child because the introduction like gives all of the like this court situation and everything. I read
yeah,
that and a little bit of the first chapter, and then I waited a couple days, and then I came back and I remembered nothing of what I had read prior.
yeah.
Mm.
So
I
that's
can
when
believe it.
I pulled out the audiobook because I was like, son, we got to get this to click. This is too long for you to be behind already.
Yeah. I was very behind. I'm not even gonna tell you how behind I was because you're gonna be like, "Girl, what?"
Mm.
Oh, I
Oh,
heard when I joined.
I was very far behind. But that being said, I just reread and I was like, because it's like because you can't really get a hang of it if you can't remember what happened in the beginning. But speaking of the beginning, what I did like was this how he arrived. So it's London, and the way he's describing the fog,
oh
uh,
yes, so
was
good.
dispersing over everything, gives this very good analogy of we are in some shit. Somebody's in some
Hmm.
shit here because and people are lost like lost lambs. I mean, because it's
Fog
very
everywhere. Fog up the river where it
oh yeah,
flows among green apes
it's flowing
and
everywhere. Yeah,
meadows. Yeah, fog. Yeah,
yeah.
and what it just to anytime I read, this is how books like just stick with you. Anytime I read about fog in a book, I think about Winnie the Pooh
Mm. Oh,
Mm.
immediately. So that also may have contributed to why I needed to go.
Um, but that also
I
gives us an idea of the state of mind of some of the characters that they're just
Mhm.
in
Oh, they're in
a
a fog.
real confused
Yeah.
state about a lot of things. Um, so I thought that was like a good entrance. And then what I like is over the pages of reading the book, you almost have this impression like so towards the end, we feel like we're reading a mystery. In the middle, we feel like we're reading some kind of love stories or something that are just going
Mhm.
wrong every time that something happens. Another love story is like they're like almost ships in the night to a certain extent. And then in the beginning, we get this real family situation. Like people are trying to connect to their family members, that kind of thing. So you feel like you're reading three types of books as you go along, and I feel like to
You
do something like
are.
that
You
is
are.
very interesting. Yeah. So wait, let's see. Rosa says fog at the beginning told me nothing is clear or as it seems. That's
Yep.
exactly right. Alba says true. These plot twists took me by surprise. She's to Rosa.
Mm.
Um, wait, let me see. Okay, up
Yeah, I
above, Rosa. So glad I have the physical copy, and I definitely reread. So many plot twists. Everything is in here. Love story, murder mystery, mother daughter issues, all written 200 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
I was about to say something real ugly because before we even get to the John Jaundice wanting to marry Esther vexed my entire existence.
Yeah, I wasn't too cool with that
Mm.
either.
Vexed my entire existence. Why do you basically want to fuck a chick who's calling you daddy?
Mm.
Because that's
Yeah,
what
that
the
was
like
weird.
the guardian. That's what that like
Yeah, she
guardian.
called him the
That's all she
guardian.
calls you. I'm sorry.
I thought it was very, very strange that he was
Thank
out
God
here
for the
saying,
doctor
okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
weird. It was weird that,
because it was.
yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that it was weird. Okay.
yeah, I thought that was weird. But I was happy to see that he finally realized she was in love with somebody else and said, oh, no, here, let me get them together. I thought, oh, thank
Thank
God.
God for the doctor.
Thank you, Jesus. Um,
I like the
so,
mystery part. That's my favorite.
yeah, because I think that's done
Which
really well.
okay, which mystery?
All of them. Like I just love
All of
how
it.
I think that's one thing I really enjoyed was how there were so many moving pieces and in my head I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking how is everything going to connect? And then once it's one of those books where once everything clicks I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like really good." Like
It's so convoluted and everybody's connected.
mhm.
Yeah,
And I think because I was thinking about this fact as I was reading it. Like when we read books today, if we're reading a fantasy novel or whatever we're reading, actually, if there are multiple POVs, everybody gets their own chapter. That
yeah.
kind of makes it easier for you to catalog who you're dealing with when, specifically keeps track of what's happening. And that's not how this is written at all.
No, it's not written like that.
It's everything mixed in together. There's
No,
barely
it's
a break.
basically you've got two voices. You've got the
Mhm.
narrator and you've got Esther.
Hmm.
Esther is speaking in the past, so I don't know how many years later, maybe 5, 7 years later, and so her things are like in the past, whereas the narrator is present. So you have to keep yourself abreast of who is who. So I feel like you should, to read a bit better is maybe mark down certain names of characters just to
And
keep.
yeah, and that's what I'm going to do when I reread it. I am going to, because I started to do that, and then I started listing characters, and then I started like jotting down the brain vomit that was coming out with each character, and I got so sidetracked, and I was like, it's a lot of y'all mofos in
Mine
here.
does yours not have characters in the front of the book? Mine has characters in the front.
I would have had to look at the front of the book. Basically, when I looked at the book, I started it.
Mine has
So
characters.
let's see.
Oh, that's
Hold on.
nice cuz mine
Yeah,
didn't have
mine
that.
like 2 pages worth of characters. But what I did was I started going back and writing the characters and like trying to piece together the
It's got
story.
Dickens' chronology in here, his entire life story.
Okay, that's good.
I have, and then straight to the preface. There are no characters listed in my
Yeah, mine
copy.
doesn't
Oh,
have
that's
that.
too bad. I have the author's preface and character list,
Let's see.
No, I
Does
hadn't
it have?
had
and
Because
all
and
of
the
those.
there's
list
a
is
whole section in the back as well of explanatory notes. Um, nope.
okay. Chris says I really loved how Dickens uses perspective. We've got omniscient, third person, and first person. Also, the
Mm-hmm.
drama. Can we acknowledge how the greats in fiction be on some literary and soap opera shit?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Completely
I
and
no,
totally.
that's like a thing that I guess a lot of like new modern readers don't realize that a lot of the
Mhm.
Yeah,
classics are
yeah,
so soap opera-ish. Like
They're dramatic.
all of
They're
them.
yeah.
drama
Actually,
kings,
all of
drama
them.
Dramatic.
queens. Like, if you like drama, read a damn
Yeah.
classic for real,
Yeah.
because that's
No,
you're
I
gonna get
totally
it.
agree with that. I totally agree with that. He's right because a lot of the classics are based on some kind of drama. Some,
Mhm.
and the character dramatic as hell. Sometimes the men be petty Betty, just as petty Betty as the women, and
Ain't no
oh
sometimes. That's
wow,
now times too.
it
Shit.
can go far. It can go real far.
Yes. And
um,
that's Mr. Talking Horn. Mr. Talking Horn had one job. You had one job. All you
one
had to
job.
do, this man that decided to marry this woman, whatever you think about her, but because you don't like her, you're gonna go dig and dig for shit, and that's why you
Yeah,
died.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Tolkien Horn is just sort of like that. that person that's lurking around and creeping around, making people's lives a misery, and have fun with that shit. Because he gave no fucks about
No.
what he was doing and who was doing it to. It was like, I'm
The
gonna do this
whole the
because I can
whole
get away with
the
it.
whole thing with getting everybody together to get all of this information on Lady
Yeah,
Deadlock when
yeah.
like the the information was there. Like you didn't have to do all of this digging to
Mm.
you,
Yeah, but
but
that was
W
him. That was
Hortense, W Hortense.
Mademoiselle Hortense,
Yes.
Or thoughts.
the
The whole
French
I look,
one,
y'all know how my pronunciation goes with shit. Hortense.
the French maid, Mademoiselle Hortense. Yeah,
Hortense. She's like
yeah.
the only French one. Her and
She is
And she's
something
the
else.
only one
her
with
family.
attitude.
Yeah, she has
Mm.
some serious attitude.
She's the only one who actually has an attitude. Like she got caught and she was like, "Damn straight I did it, and this why I did it.
Yeah,
This
and I
mofo
really
did."
care.
Like I was like, "Damn girl."
She's like, I'll do it again, kind of thing.
I was some of the deaths. Should we all talk about all the deaths because
Yes. Yes.
there's
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
that's like, oh
Um,
my god.
first off, I was like, wait, did he just blow up? Like, Mr. Crook. I said, what am I reading? Like,
And we still don't because all they said was that he smelled like brimstone. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does brimstone
I
smell
was
like?
like, did he?
That's number one because you say brimstone.
Like
I've never smelled
brimstone, I don't
brimstone, so
know. I was
I
imagining
smell a candle that I blew out.
the
Like,
worst spray possible. I don't know.
yeah, and then he just blew up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was kind of like, say what?
Right.
I,
You did
It
what?
came out of left field.
I thought he was
I'm
like, wait,
like,
is he on fire?
yeah, it was.
But then I was
That
like,
was
oh wait, no, I think he just
funny.
blew up.
He blew
That's
up.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but can
And
we
do we
talk about
know
the
what
fact
work
that
he did?
he steals documents, but he can't read?
Right.
Oh my god, I was like, literally has nothing to
And
do all day.
that part I would how how is this working? Because like you know what the letters are to you 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 know what the letters are. How are you illiterate?
Well, no, I guess it's like
I
kind of
think
like how people can read, but they can't read.
they can't read.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? They
I think he
can
hit
read,
the
but they
ground,
can't
and that's how
read.
he figured it out.
Yeah,
You know, he had
I
his
know
ear
people
to the
like that in
ground
real
because all these people be talking. Ain't
life.
nobody been quiet about nothing. They all saying their business. So at least one, two, or three people. I mean, it's like there is nothing kept a secret. So I think he may have
Yeah.
heard something and put it together.
And that
Um.
one actually did not the death that hurt my feelings was Joe.
Oh yeah.
Joe's death hurt my feelings. And I was like, but oh my God, why did I not know that was Charlie? Because I literally said, but Charlie's okay. Esther's
Yeah.
okay. But he was just as a homeless kid, he was just so and I thought about Gavroche. Like I immediately went to Gavroche in mind from Les Mis. Um
Or Joe couldn't catch a break.
he couldn't catch a break. You get picked up
Mm-mm.
for questioning about something that you have absolutely nothing about, know nothing about because you got money from this person on the street. And then you run into these sweet people who take you in and try to nurse you. You run away, but and you're running away, you get everybody sick, and then you die.
After he did run away, he was actually pulled away by Bucket.
Did
He was
Bucket pull
pulled
him
away
away?
by
That is
Bucket.
see.
He was
That
pulled away by Bucket, and he tried because Bucket wanted him to leave. He wanted him to
That's right.
go somewhere else.
That's
Um,
right.
but that poor kid could not get a fucking break. Okay, could not.
That was
Yeah.
sad. That was
And
real
I
sad.
feel like he's of the people who died in the book, I feel like he's the only one who's really mourned.
Mm.
Mm. I
You
think
wouldn't
that book
say
got
I feel like
right.
he's the only one who like people talk about him like they miss him because the man was it Scragglesby? Who did he stay with? I don't know why that man's name is stuck in my head because probably because it's Scraggleby and it sounds funny.
But I think
Um,
Alba has a good point. Most of the characters who died were the most human.
yeah, yes, I saw that in Alba.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're right.
Um,
Well, and we also get the least about them.
mm,
We get the
Mm.
least like we don't have a lot of information about Joe. We don't have a lot of information about Nemo or Mr. Crooks. We have basic information. We don't have a lot of information about Lady Deadlock beyond her being tied in
beyond
with
you know, having an illegitimate child. Other than that, we
right.
don't know anything
Yeah.
else about her.
Yeah, beyond her
But that
being
was
tied
kind of
with
sad
Esther
too
and
that her
then Miss
husband just wanted
Barnaby.
her back. Her husband just
So
wanted her to come home. He was willing to. Her
he
husband
was
was
willing to
willing to
overlook
care
all
about
of it.
any, which I thought was sad because it was like she didn't give him a chance to say yes or
Mm-hmm.
no. Just assume he would say no because he was, you know, from upper class. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of
Yeah.
sad. Like she kind of
And then
died on her
yeah,
own
and then
death.
he becomes immobile, which is like,
He had a
oh.
Yeah,
stroke.
yeah.
She had it when he found out that she ran away. He had a
Immobile
stroke.
and can barely talk. Can
Yeah.
barely talk. He's like
He
writing
can't
like
talk well.
one
He can't
word.
move on his
Yeah,
own. Like
yeah.
it was just like and
It goes to
the
show that
state
like I
of
was like,
people back then was just like it was just like real fragile because he had a stroke when he found out that she ran away. Um
And he threatened the personnel. He
yes,
said if
but
anybody
no.
goes
And
against my
then
wife, if I'm not here,
Richard started bleeding at the mouth when when he found
Richard.
out after pushing Jaundice along, he found out that basically you get nothing
you
because
know what?
everything has been
Nothing.
tied up. All the money that
If
there
she had
was has been
nothing
tied
left.
up and taken up in legal
Yeah.
fees. So he starts bleeding at the mouth and he dies. Like
Yeah, but Richard was a case now.
he was.
He was a
He
case
he was.
because Richard had many possibilities to do so many things with his
So
life
many things and had so
that
many
people were
opportunities.
offering
He's the
him,
person who
offering
throws
big
away every
names,
opportunity he gets.
saying, "Here, you can come and work with me. Maybe you could get a profession. You could go over here. You could do this." And all he was doing was borrowing money and looking at the case and becoming obsessed and dragging his wife along with him. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, when they
Yeah,
first got together and they went to Ada's guardian and he tried to basically not not let that happen. I was like, oh, but they're in love. That no, maybe he knew something we didn't know. He was trying to help
they
Ada
were
out.
in love in the beginning, but yeah, but when Mr. Jarndyce said they shouldn't get married, that you know he should go
Mm-hmm.
do his profession and she should stay here, I kind of said, yeah, you know what, he's right. And I thought that because there's something in his character that you can see in the beginning that you can kind of see is not gonna fare well.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see that
He
he's
and it's
kind
like he
of
Mm.
latched on to Ada.
yeah, yeah. So in the beginning, I
Mhm.
understood that. Like all the different love relationships. So we have that one with Richard and Ada. Then how about the one with Caddy and Prince?
Oh,
That's the one that's the dance teacher with the shitty
Jellybean.
dad. No,
With the what?
with the dance school. Caddy is a Jelly Bee daughter. That's correct.
Yeah.
The guy that she gets with is like a dance teacher.
I you know what?
I can't remember what his name is. Wait, let me see if I can find what his name is. He's got a
It's
weird.
well, I just remember him as Prince.
Yeah, it's Prince. Oh
Turvy
my
Drop.
gosh. Yeah, Turby Drop. Yeah.
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 So
The
their love
names?
relationship. was interesting. I thought because of the fact that they both liked each other, but the way the father reacted, I was just kind of like,
Hmm.
"Are you kidding me?" Like he takes the best part of the house. He leaves them 2 rooms over the over the dance school part.
He makes wait, he's the one who made them like agree that he would stay there and
Hmm.
and that
Yeah,
he was doing them a favor in
yeah,
allowing
Yeah,
them to
yeah.
take
That was
care of
him.
him as he got
yeah.
oh okay, I got it.
Yeah, he was trash. He was complete trash until they dropped the
Absolute
ball.
absolute trash.
Now,
And all I
Garbage.
kept thinking was if y'all fall for this, but then I was like, bitch, it's the 1800s. They gonna fall.
They don't have a choice. And the thing is, you see, it's in his interest to keep his son there because it's his son who does all the lessons.
Yeah,
The dad
yeah.
doesn't do any of the lessons. It's his son that does them all. So I thought that was an interesting love relationship. And then the other one was wait now. I wrote all my love relationships. Where the fuck are they?
See,
I can't,
Dee Dee
I
takes
got
all the
notes
notes,
over the
y'all. Dee Dee takes the notes. Michael remembers shit, and I just fly by the seat of my
because if I
pants.
don't,
Cause
I don't remember shit. Wait. Um
are you thinking of Esther and Woodcourt? That I thought was like true love.
yes,
yeah, Esther and Woodcourt, yeah. Yeah, because it was almost 2 ships that passed in the night. If she would have gone and married
Right,
Jarndyce, it would have been
right.
like, oh my God,
I would
why?
have probably not finished the book, even though there wasn't much left. I would probably have stopped reading if she married John Dice.
Mm.
Mm,
That would have been too much for me because the level of
So,
ick.
so in the 1800s, if you were alive and you were just reading it week by week, you would just throw the newspaper away and be like, "Be gone! This story's finished."
That's
mm,
a good
yeah,
question
yeah,
because
yeah.
now I'm thinking about being black in the 1800s and I wouldn't have been
Oh,
able to wouldn't have been allowed to read in the first damn place. So that's an interesting because then it's like it's not just in the 1800s, but I would have to be white
mm, mm.
Hmm.
or black and British because they could. Some British allows their slaves to read.
Some
Yeah,
did,
that I
but
don't
not a
know. I
lot.
looked. You see,
Not a lot, but some.
yeah, yeah. I think if I had read this, let's not say in the 1800s, if I had read this when I was in high school or college, I would have stopped reading.
Mm.
I would that would have been a major issue for me because even with the ick that I feel every time he will you be the mistress of Bleak House? No, guardian, like
No, no.
no.
The funny part was like he had a separate like house just to go growl. I said, "This is
Yeah,
crazy."
crazy.
And where was his money coming from? If all of the money in Jaundice and Jaundice, or John, however you choose to pronounce it, if all of the money that was in that lawsuit was
Well,
spent on the lawsuit, where did his money come from?
I see. That's one thing I really enjoyed was all the wordplay. I was like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god, this is
it's very
incredible!" Because
good.
like I kept
Very
saying
good.
jaundice instead of
John
jaundice.
Dice.
Mm-hmm.
John,
Jaundice, like the condition that you have, or
Mm-hmm.
like bitter.
yeah.
That's what
But
I
then
kept saying.
also
And
like,
both audiobook
yeah,
narrators I had pronounced it the same way. They did
you
not
can,
pronounce the R.
and
John
then
Dice.
you can also be like yarn, like a yarn, like the yarn
Mm-hmm.
that this whole thing is weaving. And I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
this is, and like crook. Obviously, he's a crook.
yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's a
And
Dickens thing
Esther,
though. He
if you
often
go the
does that.
biblical way,
That's
Esther,
a he often uses the names of the characters to to evoke something about that character.
John,
In
John,
this one is elaborate. Yeah.
John. I was like, oh, he's just a normal person. This is meant to be representing the normal folks, which
Well,
unfortunately
Alba
didn't.
said Jarndyce obviously did not depend on that inheritance case.
Right.
Slavery,
That's
Right.
that.
possibly,
That's what.
possibly.
That's what I would like to know, Albert. Like, if the money that was in that lawsuit was intended for the descendants, and this has been going on for like for years, to the point where the descendants have gotten down to three distinct people, three that we're dealing with in this novel.
Yeah.
Um, where is his separate money coming from? Because all we see of him
Some
doing
other,
is going to court to sit, just like that old lady who was going to court to sit, and
yeah.
then
And
going
it's
from house
like,
to house. That's all that we get of
it's
him.
like,
And of course, I mean, that's all that Esther gets of him. But
but I just assumed like he could have made his money any old kind of way. Slavery, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Trading
whatever people were
something.
doing at that time to make
but he's
money.
never. We don't hear about him at the docks. Did they take a boat anywhere?
No, but it took carriages a lot.
They took a lot of carriages. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they did take a lot.
He was basically
they took
either
they
in
took a lot
London.
of
They were either in London or that other place, what's it called, Lincolnshire or something.
carriages.
Those are like
I
the
do
two
have
main
a
places.
map at the front of my.
I don't know where that is, so if you got a map, good. Which one
Yeah.
it
I'm
is?
from the American school system, so I don't know anything about geography like that besides the US. So
Um,
when people be like, "Do you know this country?"
Oh shit,
No.
Michael. Okay. Um. Yeah.
how
This
far is
is
that
this
from
is a very
Lincolnshire
rudimentary
from
map.
London? Because that's
Did y'all
because
feel
then
like
when the
Esther sometimes was like unreliable from a narrator perspective? I felt like in the beginning, I was like, "Why are you admitting some stuff?" Like some, I guess, it's because like she's hesitating, but then there's some parts in there. Well, okay, the book is really long, but noted it, and I was like, "Huh, that's weird." Like, did you
you
ever
felt
felt
that it
that?
was, you felt that it was unreliable.
That Esther
Like,
was an
I don't know,
unreliable narrator. I
like she's
I
holding
mean,
things. She was holding things back.
Well, I feel like it's written that way because it's her talking in the past. It gives it a
Mm,
more real feel, like she's
and
actually like
she's sharing
recounting.
information about other people too. Like, she's not
I
just
mm,
feel like
sharing
it's trying
information
to
about
make it
herself. She's
realistic.
sharing information about other people too. So it's like we're getting information about them, but only the information she deems we need to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like she was totally unreliable. I think she was hesitant in some of
mm,
her, yeah, some of her her sections. I feel like that just makes it feel realistic. The fact that she's hesitant, because it would just be like, what if if you had to talk about portions of life, and you know everything, and you're telling someone about it, and there's some things that are not as nice, but you have to say it. So I think she does it. It's done in a way that it feels realistic. So what the fuck was he doing every day?
If he wasn't going to the sessions, what was he doing? What was he doing? Oh no. Um. Okay, Kia says Lincolnshire isn't near London. It's in the Midlands, like near Manchester and
Okay,
Leeds. That means
it's in the
that means
Midlands.
something to
Okay,
Dee and Dee alone.
yeah, but that
Um,
means it's quite the carriage ride, which we got is in that scene towards the end when Inspector Bucket takes Esther from the house and then drags her literally on this carriage ride, different places to so called get information from people.
mhm.
You get the impression that it's kind of far because at one point there was, I don't know, snow or something,
yeah.
I don't know what it was, and it had dripped through the carriage and had dripped all over clothes and it was like he gave no fucks dragging that woman all over the place because I was like, how the fuck he dragging this woman all
It's
over
a
the
whole
place?
bunch of men in this book. I mean, it's written in the 1800s that gave no fucks about the chicks that they were dealing with.
I was
That's
like,
why.
I
That's why
said,
Horton shot Tulkinghorn.
you dragging her all over the place. And then they ran into Woodcourt, and Woodcourt saw how disheveled she looked and put
Hmm.
his coat over her. And I was like, thank God there's somebody around who
A
cares, you
gentleman.
know?
Imagine.
Let's see.
But the other part of what Kia said is that it's near the Lincolnshire is near the sea, though.
Okay.
So maybe money was made in trade / slavery
Yeah, possibly.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Guardian.
Christy says, and he would have had someone from the merchant class or the lower class running his business. Gentlemen weren't really seen working back then. Yeah, true. Because you did not work when you were. And you see, that's the existence that Richard was looking for.
Mm.
The
Yes,
existence where he could be wealthy and not
and
having to
not have
work.
to work, have
That's what
somebody
he
else
was
do the
looking
work
for.
for him. Yep.
That was quite
Mm.
evident when all these people were saying, "Oh, come with me and become a surgeon. Come with me and become this. Come with me." And he was like, "Yeah, nah." He
No.
was like, "Yeah,
There
nah." I
was
don't
no.
want
You have to start somewhere. Like you don't just become an adult and a gentleman at the same
to.
time.
Yeah,
You got to
that's what he
start
was.
somewhere, and he
That's what he was
just
looking
wanted to
for.
start in
Like,
Ada, and that was it. Like, sir,
sure, yeah, exactly. Come on, get realistic. All right. And there was the other theme that struck me as well as this thing around mothers,
Mm.
because there's a lot of so you have, of course, the obvious one between Esther and Lady Deadlock. So
but
we find
also
out,
Esther and Miss Barnaby,
yes,
Deadlock's
Mm.
Esther and Miss
sister.
Barnaby. Let me see. There was also what was her name, Charlie, with her brother and baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
um, there was also kind of Lady Deadlock and Rosa.
Oh
She
yeah.
kind of took
Yeah,
Rosa under her wing a little bit, you know?
yeah.
Lady
That's why
Deadlock and Rosa.
that's why it annoyed me when she just walked, just like went to Nemo's grave to go die, ma'am.
Mm.
What?
Well, clearly that was the love of her life.
But you did. But he been the love of your life the whole time. Esther been living with your sister, and then a guardian under this guardian who
Yeah,
would
but
have.
that don't change. That don't change that it's the love of her life.
I
Clearly.
know, but I'm saying what made the revelation of this of, hey, Honoria, this is your daughter. Hey, Esther, I'm your mom, Honoria. What made that revelation? That is not a word.
What you mean?
Revelation
What made it scandalous?
so mind-boggling that she couldn't handle it after you told her we can't tell nobody about this. And she was like, okay, cool. And then you just go to Nemo's to sit outside and die. What the
Yeah, but that
fuck?
was also after the fact of being having to be constantly harassed by Tolkien
Like
Horn,
By talking
yeah.
and
horns,
he was
bitch
going to
ass.
give
I'm
everything
sorry.
up.
I'm not like him at
Tolkien
all.
Horn is the reason why she wound up going there and dying. It's because she couldn't take it, and she was really afraid that he was. Because he even said the last time they talked, what did he say? When she told Rosa, "Look, Rosa, you need to go and work somewhere else," and she kind of let her go. And Tulkinghorn, what did he say? He said, "You're not abiding by by what we decided to do. You said you were going
Yeah.
to behave exactly the same way, and now you're changing the way you're behaving. So that means I can do what I want to do too." And once he said that, it frightened her, and it made her realize, oh my God, he's going to go and tell everyone. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that was more in the forefront of her mind than anything else. Is not wanting anyone to find out, particularly not her husband.
Right.
But
And
then
then
he
he
was
didn't
gonna
even
forgive
care.
her.
He didn't even care. And
Yeah.
No, he
and
didn't.
my
She
thing
didn't give
was,
him a chance.
yeah,
She didn't give him
she
a chance.
didn't even give him a chance.
I
Either way, if
I
if
ge-
you were, go ahead, Michael.
I genuinely thought that his letter was going to reach her in time. But then I was
I
like,
Oh
hoped
yeah,
that it would. Yeah, I hope that,
yeah.
because my thing is, if you were fine, this is gonna sound real crass. If you were fine dying either way, tell him. What do you have to
Mm,
lose? You're gonna go die anyway.
yeah.
mm,
If you tell your husband, tell Mr. Deadlock, if he freaks out and does all of this, you were going to go die anyway.
Yeah. But I feel like it's like Rosa said, it was a very shameful thing back in the day, and so she was pretty
Oh
sure
yeah,
that he
oh
was not going
absolutely.
to accept it.
It was a big shameful thing, but it
She
also
couldn't
would have
have
been
known that her
shameful
husband would
For
accept it.
Mr. Deadlock. So he, I don't think, I think Talking Horn would have been a loose lip. I don't think, even if Deadlock did not want her and casted her out, I don't think Deadlock would have said anything because you got too many years with this heifer. I think Talking Horn would have been the issue.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
And
he's been the issue from the beginning
yeah,
on
that's what
everything.
I'm saying. I don't think Deadlock would have been. I think if she had just told Deadlock, she would have gotten the same response from him, and then Hortense would have still killed Talking Horn. We're good.
Yeah, I think yeah,
I
I think
don't believe that with Talking Horn taken care of, even if uh Mr. Deadlock cast her out, I don't believe that he would have like shamed her name all over the
yeah,
city.
I don't
I
think
don't think he would have
I
done
don't
that.
think he would, but I mean, I'm not in the psyche of that character, and the psyche of that character is the fear of people finding out
Right,
that
your deepest, darkest secret, like the worst thing that
exactly.
could happen to
Now,
you
keep in
is
mind,
a
this is
deep,
a
dark
deep, dark
secret back
secret
then.
that's been hidden for a very long time, to the point where your child is being raised somewhere else by someone else.
But you were
Um,
told she was dead, though.
and you're told she
Mm.
was dead, and
You were told she was
that's even
dead.
more shocking. That's even more shocking because
Yeah, but
now this
so
kid is
you
thinking
can't.
about a
Your
secret.
sister told you your kid died. You're not gonna not
Exactly.
believe
And
your
so
sister.
that actually makes it even worse because you're like, oh my God, I have a secret, and now I find out my daughter is actually still alive. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can see why
Yeah,
she did what she did. This is
because
a lot.
the overall scarlet letter of that is the you got popped before you got married.
Yeah, of
Mm.
course.
That's the huge scarlet letter of that time,
Not only
basically.
pop, but had a whole ass kid.
Right, I had a whole ass kid.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could get popped and not have the whole ass kid, but yeah, she did both. So yeah,
And
it's a
then
lot.
the
damn,
former dad also just died
dies.
of opium, like of
So
addiction.
he
Addiction,
what
yeah.
did hold on? I'm sorry. What did Lady Deadlock have going on? Because you done had one man and he was so strung out over you that he literally went and got strung out on opium. And then the
Mm.
other heard this about you and was like, I don't care. I want my wife. She was either really, really sweet or she was really, really good. Because
I don't know, but well, Nemo was a very mysterious character as well because we don't know a lot about him.
you don't know
We just
anything
know
about him other
that
than he Esther's daddy and he was a junkie.
he was a junkie, but also he wasn't a bad guy because he used to
Right,
give
right,
Joe some money or he would buy him some food or whatever. And then on days we didn't have, he said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm broke today too. So we broke
right. Yeah,
together."
we in the same boat today.
You know, so but you kind of want to know more about him, because we just learned those few snatches about him. So we want to know more about Nemo. Who is this guy?
And Talking Horn was too excited over his. That's when I first was like, "Fuck him,"
Yeah.
because he was too excited over his death.
Mm.
He was too excited over Nemo's death for me.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. That whole session, or where they go up to the room and he's lying in the bed, he's dead, and the guy's calling his name, he's not moving. Then they call the doctor, and everybody's all crowded into
I was
this
like, "Yo, he gone."
small ass room in the dark, and they're all like, leaning over this body. I'm like, oh my god, this is some Dickens drama here, right here. He loves a good dark room with a dead body or something going on in there.
See,
Yeah,
now I really want to read his other books. Then I
Oh,
just.
I'm
it
Oh
does.
no,
definitely
yeah, I'm gonna read
after.
his other book for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
like I
definitely
said, some of
happening
his
for me.
books are really, like I mean, one of my favorites is Nicholas Nickleby. That one is so good. It's big like this. Not I don't think it's 800, but it might be like 700 something pages. but it's so damn good. It's so good, so good, so good.
Yeah.
Um, Another one that's really good is Oliver Twist is really good too because it's got a lot of crazy characters in it, and
Which one is the one with please, sir? Can I have some more?
yeah, that's Oliver Twist.
See,
That's
like
Oliver
that's the
Twist.
only thing
Okay.
I know about
Yeah.
Dickens. Like I've experienced stories or like things on like obviously like the Christmas Carol on TV and whatnot, but I've
Yeah.
never actually read the books.
Well, I suggest that you read A Christmas Carol.
Mm.
Yeah, shit. One of the shortest
I
ones.
highly suggest that. Um, but also, I don't think the feel is completely not the same between A
No.
Christmas Carol and Bleak House. And I'm
No,
thinking
it's
like the way that it's written, it's like of course written beautifully, but it's a completely different
different feel, different vibe.
feel to yeah. So that and seeing how beautifully this was written, but also how different it was makes that's what really makes me want to read more. I think this is like the other side of what's the dude's name? Colson Whitehead, where all of his books are
What?
different and I don't like any of them.
Oh,
But
Colson. Oh, because his books are all different. Yeah, I was like, how did Colson Whitehead get in here? What did Colson do now?
no, like all of his
Yeah,
books are different and written
you were
differently,
correct
and I
about
just
that.
don't
I thought
like.
you were gonna say something worse. So I was like,
Oh
what
no,
did
no, 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 no,
Colson do?
no, no. And I just don't like any of them. But the potential, the fact that I like this, as difficult as this was to read, because again, if it were not for me having the audiobook, I probably would not have finished it. I'm finished it. I'm gonna be 100% honest, because this did not pull me in to the actual story. There was so much. I'm not a political intrigue person, so there was
Mm.
so much that was going on that had to do more so with the political side of it, or the hierarchy of existence, than just the love, the murder, the investigation, the cops retelling of how he got to Hortense being the killer. I was like, man, not Hortense. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hortense and Honoria is like two H's in my brain. Being the killer, I was like, hold on. I scrubbed that back twice.
Like it's crazy that penmanship, like you can use that as evidence
Yeah.
back
yeah,
then.
The fact that
yeah,
Honoria, Lady Deadlock, recognized Nemo's handwriting.
exactly.
You recognize the handwriting of someone who only writes.
She
That's
recognized it.
she reckon at a little glance.
Yeah.
The way
And
he
talking
dot
The
his
about
way,
eyes and
that,
cross his
like,
T's. She was
say it
like,
again, Mike.
that's it. I said the way he dots his eyes and crosses T's.
yeah.
And that's literally
So
it. I know
yeah, it was
Amalola
a
said
thing.
that was a thing though.
Yeah, it was a thing.
And yeah, I find that
And today nobody can read
interesting,
script.
because nobody can read
Real
script
dumb.
today. Like, one of the things, David Copperfield, thank you, Kia. I will take that into account because, like I said, you, Dee Dee, y'all the classics folk.
Yeah,
Um,
David Copperfield was really good too. I really like that one a lot. It's a good
yeah,
read,
one
that one.
one of the things that I used to love growing up is like when I hated writing letters, but I loved getting them. When I would get letters like from my cousin or from my dad or from
Mm.
my grandma, I knew exactly who was sending me the letter before I even actually saw that. Like, I knew
Yeah,
it was for me before I saw my name on it because I could see whose handwriting it was.
yeah, yeah. See, but
And
that's
that's not the
the beauty of handwriting, which the generations today are not into reading and writing script,
Oh
which
yeah,
that's how I
no.
hear
Yeah.
that. I'm like, wait,
Imagine
what?
the people who have made their like the investigative people who have made their name for themselves in that community by recognizing differences in people's handwriting and what is or wasn't written by
Mm.
somebody and how they may have been feeling by the way that they wrote this particular
Mm,
thing versus this thing, that's gonna die. Because
it probably
I
will.
type the same way you type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the one thing I did like about that Mr. Bucket section was that it reminded me of like Hercule Poirot, like Agatha
Yeah. There's
Christie. I was like, oh, this is so...
annoying
And I
inspector.
have not read Agatha.
Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like fun. Like,
Hercule
I like
Poirot,
this
yeah.
mystery section.
I didn't like the personality of Mr. Bucket. I like how
I didn't
in the
like that he
beginning they
took. I
called
didn't like
him
that he treated Esther so
in the
poorly.
beginning they called him Bucket. He from Bucket to
Mhm.
Mr. Bucket to Inspector Bucket. And that made me laugh so hard because it was like in the beginning it was just
Because who is
necessary.
he?
Suddenly it was like
There are some
Mr. Bucket.
funny, there
Okay,
are
you
some
know.
really funny moments in this in the
Yeah.
book. I was like, oh my gosh, this is funny. Like that
The
that like African, what was it? I was like, is this...
Oh yeah.
I
oh
said,
shit.
am I supposed to laugh?
Mrs. Jellybean, that was just so,
Yeah.
but you know what? You know, that kind of relationship, I think was something that was a thing back then.
Oh yeah, no.
Was
That
that
was
with,
a
wait,
thing.
that with the poking? Because
The
there
thing
was a
about
couple that was poking each other and like they were talking over a lot of the interactions, particularly by audiobook, were absolutely hilarious. The back and forth were absolutely hilarious. The
the
conversation between the two, and y'all know I suck at names, and this is a long ass book. The two older people, when one is sitting and he starts to lean and he's like, set me up right or something like
yeah,
that.
I'm falling over. See, but that's a comic relief thing. That's the
Yeah,
kind of stuff
yeah.
that does make me laugh. Like
Oh
the
yeah, you're
two
talking about
kids
small
who had
weed.
the weird names,
Small weed.
Quebec,
Okay.
and
Everybody
who
is
was that?
Scragglesby to me because I like the name Scragglesby. I don't know.
Yeah, but what
That's
was
the
the one
only
that
one.
had the kids? The kids had two names, Quebec and something else. I thought that was so weird name.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there...
Uh,
this is the most
I
amount of
don't
notes I've
remember
ever taken. It's like it's so many
Quebec and
notes.
something. I can't remember, but I was just like, what kind of names are these?
And
That's kind of
I
weird.
have no tabs because I just did
Well,
it
I
by
used
audiobook.
the same notebook from Ali Hall. I just turned it backwards and used it this way. So this one has my Les Miserables notes this way, and it has my
Oh.
notes for Bleak
I'm
House.
jealous that you have a Les Miserables notebook. I'm sorry. I
No,
heard
I just
everything you
did that.
said.
I just photocopied my copy and I glued it on the front. And
All
then I'm
right.
gonna photocopy this one and I'm gonna glue it
Miss
on the back.
Creative. Art Dart. Okay.
So I don't forget. So
Art
if I
Dart.
read it a second time, I'll go back in here and continue my notes. If I
Alba
read it a
said,
second
I
time.
loathe Smallwood. The way he treated his wife. Alba, I can hear you in my head. I need you to know, I need you to know that.
Yeah,
She hated him. Yeah.
I agree. Small was awful. Yeah, was a pretty shitty character.
Yeah.
Wait, did y'all get... was it Smallwood or small? I thought it was Smallweed.
Weed,
Small weed,
wood,
Yeah,
W,
because
two
it's
vowels,
weed.
D.
Yeah, it's
small
Smallweed because
weed.
then again the names have like meanings, which I... that's like that
Yeah.
was the one way that I could keep track of everyone because low key everyone's kind of like a caricature, so
Yeah,
by their names,
True.
and so I was like, oh,
yeah.
that's this person.
Yeah.
Audio was great with distinguishing the voices because some of them were really over the top, but it was well done.
Same. The
Well
LibriVox
done.
audio, the LibriVox narrator I had was very good. Oh my, and I think that's why Joe's death scene got me so
Mm.
much because
Yeah.
they did such a
Uh,
good job with that damn scene. And I was like, oh
uh,
my God,
uh,
this baby's dying. Like it
It's
was
kind of like... it's kind of
traumatic.
like symbolism wise, he's just... it's like how everyone failed him. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone failed him. The government failed him. The
everybody.
people failed him. just everybody failed him, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's
And
sad.
what happens when I'm not going there. Never mind.
Because see, that's the thing. You can really relate a lot of the like symbolism and like the undertones of the book
Yeah.
to what's going on right now,
Yep.
Yeah.
which
I
is
I
Okay.
really appreciate that we were here.
crazy.
You sure
Which is
can.
crazy. Like this
Yeah.
was written centuries ago.
Yeah. Like
Like,
the old lady who goes to the court proceedings every day.
This fight.
mhm,
That's all she does is she goes and she
Yeah.
sits
This
there every
fight.
day. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like people being on the internet all day. All you do is go
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
internet and look at 50 million different
Watching.
news stories and think about what that's all you do. That's the same, that's that
Yeah.
level of
Of
obsession
obsession.
with this.
Yeah.
That has
well, it's kind of
nothing to do with you. She had no
yeah,
interest in the case, but she was there every day.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
how Richard gets like sucked into this
Yeah. He gets
vortex
sucked in.
just of this
Yeah, but he gets
endless.
sucked in mostly because he doesn't want to actually go out and get a real job, and he's thinking,
And
Mm,
that's
well, I'm
still
related. I'm
applicable
gonna
to
get
today.
some money out of this, so I'm gonna start caring about it. And it was like he's caring more about that, and now he's no longer existing. He's no longer living. He's no longer
mhm,
doing anything.
And then when
So
what you care about the most offers you nothing,
yeah,
you ain't getting a dime from this whole
right.
generations long proceedings. You
yeah,
start foaming at the mouth with blood and die, and leave
And
your
then
wife and your kid.
even like if you look at it like the law, like the people who run the law or who's
Mhm.
going through the law, like no one wins.
Yep,
Nobody
no,
won.
no.
yep. I
Nobody
really
wins.
appreciate that we were on the same page, Michael. Thank
But
you. Because I
I
was
was
but
like,
like,
the
didn't
thing
go
nobody
through
is
it.
winning.
but
Like,
the thing is, didn't
let's
you
just look
think
at
that
why are you
nobody was gonna win? Didn't you already think that?
yeah.
Yeah. I did not think that it was going to come to a close at the end of this book. I did not think that
And
if there
okay,
were
yeah.
if there were any fruits to be taken from that lawsuit, I did not think it was going to come to a close in this
I
book.
thought it was gonna end and nobody was gonna like there was gonna be no money left. And
Oh, see, no,
it's the
I
most realistic ending. There
mm.
couldn't be any what kind of money could be left after a court case that's lasted that long? Like for real?
Like
I'm
if
Well,
like,
you
okay,
have money, but you're not making more money, but you're
there we go.
spending money every
There
day
we
for
go.
years. I
There
think
we
they
go.
overspent what was available. I
There
think
we
if
go.
Richard had not forced them, like to push them along to finish this thing, that by the time it was actually all said and done, Richard would have owed them money, and then his ass really would have died.
yeah.
Because you're a man who don't want a job, wanted to be rich, and now you in debt.
Everyone want to be rich. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to go to
And
work.
Rosa, that should have been an issue for everybody. I think I think the state of homeless children has not
Mm.
changed over the centuries. Alba said go there. So the state of the fact that homeless children exist when there's no need for them to exist has not changed in the past, what, 200 years, 300 years.
Mm,
So it should have been an issue, and it should be an issue for everybody else.
yeah, it should be. But I don't think it was for so many people. They just kind of
And
ignored it.
right. And just like you have people in this book who ignored it, except Nemo,
Yeah.
the people who are on
Mhm.
the like similar level or close to the level of destitution
And then
that these kids are feeling are the people who give a fuck. Excuse
the
me.
brilliance
I'm
of that
so
is that
sorry.
Nemo, it is even stated on there. It means like no one. So no one cares
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nemo. Yeah. No one. Exactly.
And when I realized, because before at first I saw Nemo and I thought Disney, and then I had
Me
to
too.
like look up what it actually meant, and I thought about the oh shit, is it the Odyssey with the Cyclops and uh
Yeah.
the goes to fight him and steals something and like stabs him in the eye, and everybody come out, who did this to you? Nobody, because he tells them that his name is Nobody. That's
Nobody.
like that's what I thought about. Like you have there's a benefit in that instance, but in this instance, that his name meaning nobody says much more
Mhm.
about him as a character and the type of life he lived, the type of
But
existence he lived in the story.
which is crazy that he gets that name because like his previous job was like military. Like
Hmm.
you're
Yeah,
helping your country.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
supporting your country. But now you're
yeah.
nobody because they just
Okay,
washed you
let's
away.
so let's go there. How much does the country really really care about the people who are
Yeah.
in the military? So that you can still be nobody. You one of 100 or one of 1,000 in a brigade, and at any point, frontline infantry. That's from The
Mm.
Simpsons, by the way. Frontline infantry.
Mm,
Hi, I'm gonna
yeah.
mess that up. June and
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Um, yeah, I
Anything
think
else?
that's also
I have
very
so many notes.
Dickens,
What'd you say,
dealing with
Michael?
societal issues. That's just one of the things he writes about a lot, is different societal issues. And of course, homeless children is one, because he always has some kind of homeless child
Hmm.
in every book. Even if they're not like principally in there, there's always one.
Oh,
It's
I'm
almost
no, I'm sure they didn't, Rosa. I'm sure they didn't, because I think it has to do with how you view what's important in society as an author. And if what I have surmised has been correct, and there's a whole like in the front of this, there's a whole chronology of Dickens' life that I could have read if I cared to. But um I think his father spent time in debtor's prison.
Mm.
And at one point he was at risk of having to serve that term for him. So they like didn't necessarily live
Oh my god.
um his whole family. Thank you, Alba. Oh, I like being right.
What do you mean by his whole family lived in
yeah,
the
because
like
that's why
they
he
just
wrote the
the
book.
whole
That's
family
why he
went to
wrote Little
prison?
Dorrit. Little Dorrit is about a family that has to live in the prison because the family has a debt,
Oh my
and
god.
that's why he wrote that book. Now, Little Dorrit is a little longer than this one, but that's the kind of
Okay, so
Was
that may
that
be the
good?
one. I like books, old books about
Was
people in the
that
prison.
good? Was that good?
I haven't read
Little
that one
Dorrit.
yet.
Oh, you
Was it
That's
haven't read it
somebody
yet. Okay.
I
Oh,
haven't read
maybe
it
I
yet. But that's what it's about. It's about families living in the debt prison. So that is, it can, like the family members can go in and out to work and come back.
But all of the money that you
all
make,
the money?
Debt. Yeah.
Well, oh
Mm,
my gosh.
yeah. That's what it's about.
there
And
are
that's
numerous light bulbs over Michael's head, right?
No, like that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's how it was. So you had mom, dad, and kids in the debtor prison.
Oh my god,
And
how
Very
everybody
different.
have I never known about this?
I don't know.
Like a debt, like the whole family going in there. That's
Okay,
crazy.
so you knew about debtor's prison, but not the whole. Okay, gotcha.
Not the whole family, like not the kids. The
yeah,
kids
the
going in
kids,
there?
Everybody,
everybody living in the debtor prison
everybody,
and they
and
go
the
in and
kids are
out
made to work in workhouses. So they're
and they
building
work
shoes and
to get
and
the
shit in
debt down.
workhouses, and they get nothing. All of that money goes to
Goes
the debt.
to their debt. Yeah. But that's what Little Dorrit is about. If you're interested in reading about
Oh
the
my
debtor
god, that
You are
is
prison,
damn right, Rosa. That's right up there with incarcerating people who are
incarcerating
homeless.
people who are homeless. Exactly.
oh my gosh.
So yeah,
Yep.
That just blew
yeah.
my mind.
Dickens
It's
is a
and
ride.
it's kind of
Oh,
like I can see on the side of the government where it's like, well, we'll take what you own, like the whatever house you have, we're taking that because you're in debt. We're going to give you this place to live. You can come and go to work. I don't even know. I need to look into that because I don't even know if they actually fed them or if they were responsible for feeding themselves
Mm.
yeah, I don't know that.
while in
I
debtor's
have to read
prison.
the book. I have to read the book.
I'm I'm curious.
I'm going to read that one now
That's
for sure.
Yeah.
wow. I can really see why people like write papers about this book. This is
Mm.
it's
It's so
crazy.
layered.
It's
It's
Yeah,
so
so
layered.
layered. There's so
pieces
much
are
to it, and
missing.
that's how I know when both of us reread it. Like when I reread it, I'm going to reread it to have more of like the note taking and paying attention and maybe remember a name or two, like like Michael and Dee Dee have had. Versus the next time Michael reads it, Michael's probably going to read it from like more of my mindset, where you're
Crazy.
just reading to enjoy it and get the flow of how everything works together, comes
Mm.
together as you're going through the story.
Yeah. See, I knew that going into this when we were going to talk about us. I said I feel like I might bump up my rating. I feel like this is 5 stars
Yeah,
because
I was hesitating. I was like, should it be 4.5? In the beginning, I
yeah,
was like 5, and I don't know. I got somewhere like three quarters of the way in. I was like, maybe it should be 4.5. I'm not sure.
because
But
I
I think
love
Bus
books
just
that
woke
are
up.
like
That's what I'm
puzzles.
looking at.
I
I love
definitely can
books.
see why this is one of his best, though, for sure. It's
Oh,
Say that
definitely,
really?
again.
yeah.
Say that again, Dee Dee. You broke up for me.
I can definitely see why people say this is one of his best novels.
Yeah,
If
Okay.
not the best he ever
but
produced.
it is. Yeah, it's one of the best,
You can
and
definitely
it's like
see it in the writing and the complexity of the storyline.
Yeah, I think the writing is just it's so good.
yeah.
I should find that paragraph.
Which one are you?
Oh,
Were you? I'm not gonna find it
that
because I don't
one
have
that
no
is
tag.
full of alliteration. Oh my God, so good. Wait, I don't know which one it is.
Oh, how did y'all feel about Esther quote unquote becoming ugly?
Yeah, well,
I was like, oh,
I don't think.
'cause I didn't know that.
it's an issue when you get smallpox.
Yeah,
Oh,
It marks your
I
face.
yeah. It like imagine.
It's a problem. That's, I mean,
It's
it's
yeah. It's and there's no
he also
like
went partially blind.
there's no cocoa butter or vitamin E to fade your marks.
Yeah,
So I don't think her saying that she was ugly meant that she was, or people like, because it was mainly her who was
mm-hmm.
making the statement, and then like a couple of the kids when they saw her, they were like, "Oh." But I
Mm,
think it had more to do with the fact that she had scars from having smallpox, not necessarily that she was actually physically disfigured. She had the scars. I wonder. Oh, I'm gonna. I don't want to mess up my search history.
hey, you know what? I'm gonna look that up because I think I wrote it down. Let's see.
And basically, what the scars look like, I had to double check before I said it. They're like, if you can imagine someone with pock marks that actually go in to the skin as
Yeah,
opposed to pustuling out. That's more
that's what
what
I
the
thought
mm,
of.
scarring of smallpox was like. So
Yeah,
she would have had divots in the texture of
that's
her
what I
skin
thought of.
where the smallpox were. I had to Google it to just make sure I wasn't thinking of the wrong disease. Why do I know so many diseases? But yeah, so that difference, like going from a smooth tone face, a
mm.
smooth textured face to having those divots. Like imagine when you were a kid and you had acne, and if every place
Yeah,
that you had acne as a kid, instead of it going down smooth, it created a little hole in your face. That's what smallpox did. So they would have been noticeable.
Yeah,
Um, and in a society where like the youthful face is prioritized and praised, that she would have been ugly. It's the same
and
thing as a size 14 being fat today.
and it's
That's
kind
like
of
the
like she since she's always with Ada, it's like probably, I mean, I don't think she tells us up front, but it's like being compared to her.
Yeah.
But even so, people still thought she was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Ada is like one of those, glow beauties, that people still thought that Esther was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But Esther was also raised to not expect much because Miss Barnaby was a bitch.
Yes, she was. It's true.
She
That's
was
very,
raised
very true.
to not expect to be treated well or not to be seen. She was told all her entire formative years that she was shame. You are your mother's shame and she's yours. God damn. Well, can do you like me? Like shit.
No,
No.
she did not. No, she did not.
Right. So yeah, and I think too that that's like I think her not thinking that anyone would want her made her
Mm-hmm.
tender prey for her
Mm-mm.
guardian.
I don't know. I can't
That's
find.
true. That's true, Alba. People noticed how much she resembled Lady Deadlock, and they would compare her to her as well. Yeah.
Why can't I find it? Oh, I found it. I think.
Yay.
I might
Okay.
have to read. I
Buffy
might
needs
have
to
to
go
read.
out. So y'all keep going. I will be right back. She is
Uh,
in my lap and moving too much because I don't have a lap.
What are you saying, Dee Dee?
I was looking for this passage of alliteration I thought was really cool.
Oh, let me see if I found it. Because
Oh,
I have so many tabs. At one point I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna tab this because this is really nice. Or like even the description of when they move into winter, that's really pretty.
yeah. Mm,
Are you
trying to find it, but
was it in the beginning?
I think it's at the bottom of 160, the beginning of 161. So it's a paragraph. It's in the chapter on dandyism. Let's see if I can find the chapter number. It's chapter 12. And it's then there is my Lord Boodle, of considerable reputation with his party, who has known what office is, and who sells Sir Leicester's deadlock with much gravity after dinner, that really does not see to what the present age is tending. A debate is not what a debate used to be. The house is
Mm.
not what the house used to be. Even a cabinet is not what it formerly was. He perceives with astonishment that, supposing the present government to be overthrown, the limited choice of the crown in the formation of a new ministry would lie down Lord Coodle
Sir,
and
don't
Sir
do it.
Thomas
I remember
Foodle,
this.
supposing it to be impossible for the Duke of Foodle to act with Goodle, which may be assumed to be the case in consequence of breach rising out of the affair with Hoodle, then giving the Home Department and the leadership of the House of Commons of Judel to Judel, the Exchequer to Coodle, the colonies to Loodle, and the Foreign Office to Moodle. What are you to do with Noodle? You can't offer him the presidency of the council. That
Mhm.
is reserved for Poodle. You can't put him in the woods and forests. That is hardly good enough for Poodle. What follows? That the country is shipwrecked, lost, and gone to pieces, as is made manifest to the patriotism of Sir Leicester Deadlock, because you can't provide for Noodle. That I absolutely
Really
love
good.
that passage.
I even
So
wrote
good.
on
What
here
chapter is that in? Oh, see,
chapter
Michael said
12.
Chapter
chapter
12
12. Thank you, because I know we
is
have
right
different
here
editions. So I was like, I'm
when
not
it
even
has
gonna
the
ask
top
the
of the
page
page.
number.
I put on there, I said funny oodle.
Funny oodle.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty brilliant.
That was amazing. I remember reading that. I was like, oh my god, this is
So good.
good. And then the way he
And that was
uses
fun to listen to. When I came back upstairs, I could hear you. That was fun to listen to
The
via
doodle, the
audiobook.
moodle, the
Just
doodle, and the
yeah,
poodle.
like it's
Yeah, it
so
was good.
so smart the way he's using it, like ABC,
mm-hmm.
oodle, coodle, doodle, foodle. Like that's
Moodle.
yeah, he just keeps
Yeah.
going, which is
Yep.
great.
It's brilliant, that one.
There was another one that I highlighted, but at this point, it's just there's a lot. Oh, and then I
That
put on
one,
here Sir Leicester has gout, which was sad for me.
I thought of
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I thought of you too, Michael. I
I
was
said
like, oh no, Michael's gonna
no.
be Duffy one was good too. I can't remember where I marked. I thought it was funny. That was done really well. I think that one is further on though, the Buffy. Because I thought of Buffy when I read it.
My
I thought of
baby.
your Buffy when I read it. I was like, oh, Buffy,
I love
Buffy,
her butt
Duffy,
down.
Buffy.
Yep, I love her butt down.
And then there was one point it said into Michael Jackson, and I started laughing when I saw that because I was like,
Oh yes, I saw that too. I forgot where I marked that. It's a fun paragraph after doodles.
that's further on the Michael when I was 3/4 in or something like that. That's the only good thing about reading the physical copies. Like if you're reading this on Kindle, can't
Here we
see.
go.
I mean, I have this kind of visual thing as I'm reading. I can kind of remember it was the beginning, the middle, or the end. You can't do that with Kindle.
Got it.
It's the following paragraph after doodles. Okay.
Yeah, it's the exact same one. It's the right next underneath it.
Yeah, that's what you just said. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's right. It's right under. Yeah. Will on the right article will Buffy MP, and then it
Yep.
goes to it is only the manner of it that is in question attributable to Cuffy. If you had done with Cuffy what you ought to have done when he first came into Parliament and had prevented him from going over to Duffy, you would have got him into alliance with Buffy. You would have had with you the weight attaching as a smart debater to Guffy. You would have brought to bear upon the elections the wealth of Huffy. You would have got in for three counties, Juffy, Cuffy, and Buffy, and you would have strengthened your administration by the official knowledge and the business habits of Muffy. All this instead of being, as you now are, dependent on the mere caprice of Puffy.
Caprice of Puffy.
I thought that was funny. That's good. It's good. Yeah.
I can also see like someone writing about beauty on here because like even the last sentence, that's what she talks about.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
like the last sentence that I was like because she cuts off. I was like
Where she's talking about looking at herself in the mirror.
Yeah. I was like
yeah,
interesting.
And that's that's one of the places where you felt she was holding back because she cut herself off.
No, like even throughout the novel.
Okay. I was just asking if that was one of the places.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's one of them. But I was like, I don't know. She just because like there are parts in here. I forgot which chapter it was, but she was talking about something. Then she left it out, but then she went back to it.
Yeah, because that how it makes it feel real. I like that because if it's so perfectly told, there's a sense of realism that's missing. I think the hesitation is still real. Because it's like when you're telling the story, sometimes you start telling it and you're like, oh wait, I forgot to say this. You go back on yourself and you say, and then you add to what you had said before. That for me is not easy to write in a story, but I think he was very conscious of this, wanting her to, since she's a prominent narrator, to make her feel real, that she's recounting it from the past. So she's recounting about the past, so it has to feel real. So I found that totally, well done, um, to do it like that. So who was your favorite character and who's your least favorite character?
Joe.
You already know mine.
Joe was your favorite character,
Joe was my favorite. I like Joe.
and who was your least favorite?
Oh God, so many people to choose from.
I know, right?
mm, come back to me. Let me see.
Well, I mean, I feel like um there are a couple of really bad characters, like, but I feel like Miss Jellyby is
Okay.
probably the most infuriating character, because every time she opened her mouth, it was about shit to carry out, literally. Annoying character. Like when her daughter told her she was getting married, and she was just like, yeah, okay. Mhm. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't even listening to what she was saying.
Mm-mm. In
Oh
her
my
own
gosh,
world.
infuriating. Had her husband out there like a vegetable. He was just so fed up with her, he didn't know what to say. Skimple was
Oh,
pretty bad
Skimble.
too.
Yeah.
See, that's again. We haven't even talked about him, and there's so many characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
That's
are a
Skimple
ton
was
of
crazy.
pretty
characters.
shitty. Yeah. Albert says low number two, Skimple, the big baby grifter. Big baby grifter. Yeah. I did not like Skimple either. Did not like Jellyby. Did not like what's the one, the father of the dance school.
Oh, Turvy
What's his
Drop.
name? Yeah, Turvy. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Didn't like him. Mm-mm. Talking horn.
Talking Horn is
Um,
my least favorite character. And I am actually kind of in the same boat with Michael. I am on the fence as to whether Joe or Esther to be pedestrian, but whether Joe or Esther were my favorite
yeah, I like
characters.
both of those characters a lot. I like Joe and I
There, yeah,
like Esther.
there are parts of Esther's like personality, like how quickly she attaches herself to
Mhm.
people, and it's genuine when
Yeah,
she does it. Like you
they
you
like
see
her.
as she goes along that it's genuine care.
Yeah, genuine. They like
That for me
her.
was extremely relatable. Yeah,
Yeah, they like her, and it's also because she is a person who listens. You notice she listens to what people have to say before she starts to, jump in there and, oh, let me fix it. Let me. She just lets them air out what they got to say, and then she proceeds after that. And I feel like that's why people like her, because they know that she's genuinely listening to them and genuinely
yeah,
wants to help them. Um, Joe's a great character because Joe is sort of like that character that's on the sideline, but still gets bumps along the road, even though he's on the sideline. He's got nothing to
yeah,
do with this, but because of his positioning being a kid, he still winds up getting involved, but yet he still
Yeah.
has, a view on all these people.
and he
Um,
feels so bad. He feels
yeah, because
so
he's feeling
bad
like
for
it's
getting
my
them
fault.
sick.
It's my fault. I showed her where the cemetery. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not your fault. It's not your fault.
Mhm.
Um, Alba said she liked George. Yeah, George wasn't bad. I'm trying to think who else. Like, Woodcourt wasn't bad.
mm-mm.
We don't see him a lot, but when we do see him,
Yeah.
he's, helpful and, whatever. Um,
Wait, George is the guy. Make sure I have the right guy. He's the guy who ends up becoming Mr. Deadlock's like helper, right?
Mhm.
After he has his stroke.
What? No,
No, after he has
no.
his,
George was
no,
accused.
He was accused of
But,
killing Talking Horn.
yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Who was
He's accused of killing Tulkinghorn, and then he later on gets reunited with his brother.
yeah.
and
They have a.
he does not help
Who are
His
you
that.
thinking
brother
of?
is like an iron.
There we go.
What do you call it?
I just saw his name.
He gets reunited with his brother at the end. I can't remember what his.
There's a whole chapter about it too. It was like iron and
Yeah,
steel.
yeah. He's like an iron. What do they call him? An ironmonger or something like that.
Yeah,
His
because
brother's
here
an
is
ironmonger.
here in chapter 63. It starts with I actually found a spot. George's shooting gallery is to let, and the stock is sold off, and George himself is at Chesney Wold attending to Sir Leicester in
Yeah,
his rides and riding very near his bridle rein because of the uncertain hand with which he guides his horse.
yeah. He becomes like as it says the caretaker because he
Yeah.
can't move.
Okay. So I had the right dude. Okay.
Yeah, he can't move anymore.
Thank
Which
you, Al. If I had been looking at chat and not my book, I'd have seen that. Thank you. So that's like his happy ending when it's all said and done. Because damn, going from being accused of murder.
But he was stoic. He was like, "It ain't me. I
Right.
don't need to hear it ain't me." I was like, "Bro, what?" I was like, "Girl, you better get a lawyer. They're about to leave your ass in the clink for real." And he
like for murder. Come
For
on.
murder. And back then, when you killed somebody, they killed you back. So
exactly. And I'm just like, she was like, "It ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me." I was like, "Okay, it ain't him." So he managed to get out of that. So it's okay. And of course, it was the way Bucket was like, oh, he gave his apology or whatever. And I
his
was like,
whole
fuck out of here with
dissertation.
this ass apology. Nobody fucking cares. Like he threw this guy and he threw him in there with hardly anything.
Any evidence.
No proof.
And you know what I said when I got to that part? He must be black. Or of color. Like, because you had absolutely nothing to tie this man to the
because he's
murder.
technically somebody who is not really there a lot because he's supposed to be, I think, a sailor or something.
Yeah.
He's
And
supposed to
I'm
be a
just
sailor.
like,
So
he
somebody who
really
isn't
he
part of
goes
the
around selling
permanent
iron.
community.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why he threw him in there. It's because he's someone that's, in and out, in and out, in and out. And he thought, oh yeah, it's
Imagine being
him.
arrested for traveling for your job. Like,
Yeah, well, that automatically makes you not part of the community because you happen to be a sailor,
right,
because he
right.
had no place to put him there, but he put him there, and I thought in my mind they put him there because he's considered
And
undesirable to a certain extent because he lived there all the time.
Bucket's whole explanation of how he gets to Hortense just made me laugh because I was like, this sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit, and you still don't know whether or not she did this shit.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then Hortense was like,
Actually,
hell yeah, I did it. I'd do it again.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What is it that you want? I will do it again. Arrest me, arrest me, arrest me. I do not care.
Oh shit.
It was like going off.
I wonder how he
Like,
felt about the French because I was like,
that is something worth looking into because for the one French character in this story to be so
right.
The murderer.
damn, that is something that needs to be
Like
looked into.
what you're
Yeah.
thinking about that? Like, what's up with
Well,
that?
the French and the British hate each other. They still do today. I ain't
Mm.
nothing. Waterloo was hard to swallow. Let's put it like that.
Please, not
Waterloo
Waterloo again. Please.
Lord.
And I know I
Les
was
Mis
there
was enough.
2 years ago into Waterloo, and I was like, oh yeah, I can see why this was hard to swallow.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
this was
Oh,
enough.
yeah, they
Um,
hate each other, so it's kind of funny that he makes a murderer a French maid. I think it's funny.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah,
funny that Talking Horn got took out by a chick
yeah.
in
Mm.
the
He was
1800s.
so
I think
over. He
that's
was
funny.
lording himself over Lady Dot so much. I was like, yeah, you need to be off by a chick.
Hmm.
That's a great thing.
And I'm like, of all the things that you could do, it's so easy. You would still get paid if you minded your business. Like,
Oh
Mm.
wait, A Tale of Two Cities is about the French Revolution?
Yeah, yeah. It's about yeah. I think it happens right before it.
Oh, but it's from the English perspective?
Yes.
Alba, I think
Oh.
you should read it, and if you hate it, I think you should talk about it.
A Tale of Two Cities is probably the one that people like the most.
Yeah,
A
Oh.
lot of
yeah.
people like A Tale
There,
of Two
there were
Cities.
snippets from A Tale of Two Cities and Oliver Twist in like the big English books that we got when I was in middle and high school. Those big English that had like a a piece of every piece of literature in it, basically. Not every piece, but every style. That's it,
Mm.
of literature in it. Um, and there was a snippet of Oliver Twist in my ninth grade one, and a snippet of A Tale of Two Cities in my eighth grade one.
Okay.
Why do I remember that so vividly?
I might just have a hate
I
read.
look,
Hate read.
all I'm saying is I'm not reading A Tale of Two Cities and French novel perspectives about the French Revolution. I'm not reading both. So you could do that work for me and then just bitch about it, and
I'm definitely
it'll be
gonna.
entertaining.
I'm
I would
definitely gonna read A
appreciate
Tale
that.
of Two Cities because that's one I should have read before. I haven't read that one yet, though.
Well, A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah, I haven't read that one, so I definitely will read. And I'm gonna definitely try to get to Little Door as well because I should have read. I wanted to read it with Peter, but that didn't work out for me. It
It didn't happen.
wasn't the right. But I'm working my way through Dickens slowly but surely.
I think that's the
It's
only way you can. Ooh,
quite a
Lord
lot
have
to read.
mercy.
It's still quite a lot left to read though, because you think, oh God, I read that, and you're like, oh shit, there's 7 more to read. There's 6 more to
Yeah,
read.
he
Oh
he
God,
has a long bibliography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a
So I've
long
read
bibliography.
Great Expectations, David Copperfield, A Christmas Carol, Oliver Twist, Bleak House, um, The Old Curiosity Shop, Nicholas Nickleby, but all the stuff that's left, Tale
David,
of Two
did you list
Cities.
Wait,
David
wait.
Copperfield?
I
Yo,
just looked up his Wikipedia. How many kids did he have?
he didn't
I
end
don't
up in
know, a
debtor's
lot,
prison.
a lot.
Oh my gosh, he has like a lot of kids.
I would not look up Beethoven. He did
I
too,
think
and
the
he
only
was
one,
ugly. He was
I think, the,
conventionally ugly for his time period.
I think the only one I'm not excited about reading is Hard Times because I think that's the one that was not fully finished
Mm.
by
Okay.
him, that he left partially. But there's still Bobby
Oh shit.
Grudge, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, Dombey and Son, Martin Chuzzlewit, Our Mutual Friend, The
He had
Chimes,
10 kids.
Hard Times. There's a lot to read.
There is
Ah, a
oh
lot
my
to read.
god.
Yeah, he had a
He
lot of
had
kids.
10, and I'm curious about this one whose last name isn't Dickens.
Yeah,
And he blamed his wife for having him. Oh my God. He wanted him.
Lord, I need to read a
It is
biography about
not
him.
your wife's fault that your pullout game is not up to par. I'm sorry. That is
That's
not her fault.
crazy. Because I was like, why is this so? Wow, there's 10 kids in here for real.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I don't
trying.
think
Where
that was a
is
big deal back in the day.
Karen?
That's not out of the
Catherine
ordinary having 10
Hogarth.
kids.
So he had an affair? Hold on.
Okay, he had an affair. That won't be
Hold
news then.
on.
He had to because on here it
That's
says
like MO
spouse
of the
and then
time.
partner. Oh my god.
Yeah. His spouse was Hogarth. His partner was Ellen. Okay, wait. They separated in 1858. And then he had a partner from 1857. You whore.
So
To
so
18.
before we oh my god, before we leave, since this is my first Dickens, what is exactly like Dickensians to y'all?
What is
Like
what?
I hear that all
You
the
hear
time.
that word a lot?
Yeah.
What word?
Dickensian.
Oh, Dickensian. Oh, so for me, that's just this idea because in a lot of Dickens novels, there's like this sort of like a search for something, and also Dickens novels is often it feels like a play or something because you have people going in and out like this. Sometimes you have
Mm.
people come in and they go out and you never see them again. You see them for two paragraphs and you never see them again. And it's always the most crazy things happening to the characters that are just not normal.
And
Um,
see, for me, it's more of a socio-economic thing.
yeah,
And I equate it to like, please, sir, can I have some more? Like a lot of his novels, there is a lot of emphasis on the destitute, those who
it's
actually
exactly what
need help, who
Lola
are
said
poor,
right
who
there.
get sick. Like there's a lot of sickness in his novels set during this time, and it's difficult sickness to get through, difficult poverty to deal with. I think for me, that's what I so like.
It's
Which
exactly
was
what
written
she
first, Les
said.
Mis or anything by
It's
Dickens? Because in my
character
mind, Les Mis
and
is
character
like
weave
Dickensian
together
but in
well.
French. Say that
It's
again, Didi.
exactly what it is. It's exactly what she says. This idea of weaving characters together because, like I said, you'll have one character come in and you may never see them again, but they
Mm.
fit in the story, and it's like you feel like you're. It's almost like you feel like you don't know where you are because there's so many characters coming in and out of the story, and they're weaved properly. They're weaved together so that it makes something particular. A little bit like Bleak House. You know, you've got some characters that are there for just a few pages, and we don't really see them much
Yeah.
else, but they're part of the story. But there's a lot of characters, often.
Yeah.
A lot of characters.
All right.
Okay,
Anyone
anybody got
else has
questions?
anything else?
You see what
Anybody-
Alba said, Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
I I'll wait to read his
Yeah, I know.
biography.
Well, you know, you can say that book was good, but he was trash. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
biographies disillusion
the
a
book
lot
is
of us
good, but boy, he
for
was trash.
on
That's all I'm
historical
saying.
figures.
Right.
Yeah.
When I read a biography about Dr. Seuss, I was like, oh,
Oh,
you're
he's
like
trash.
awful.
Biographies mess
He's
up
trash.
a lot of the perceptions that we have about people based on what we perceive from their art.
Yeah, no, you got to separate that because otherwise you wouldn't be reading nothing.
Based in London and Nineveh by Elif Shafak. Okay. I have not finished, what is it, The Elephant Something
Uh-huh.
by Elif Shafak. I have not finished that.
An elephant
Um
something. Now you got me curious. I don't know that one.
oh shit. Hold on.
So, what are you going to read next from Dickens?
Oh no, it's not the elephant. There's an elephant in no, The Architect's Apprentice. Yeah, there's an elephant on the cover. The Architect's Apprentice. That's what I have.
Okay.
By Elif Shafak. Thank you. See, I'm a Lola had me. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that
I'm a
the
little.
start of that novel
Right on
fucked me up. I had to put
Shafak.
it down.
I haven't read that one from Shafak yet.
It's good. For as much as I've read, it's very well written.
He's a good writer, Shafak.
Hmm.
So, what would
What
be
was
your
your
next
question?
Dickens?
Um, I would
Tatiana.
probably read Oliver Twist.
Yes, that's a good one.
Or
It's
you know
not too
what?
long that one either.
I would just go to my library, go under D, um, go look under Dickens, and then see what they got.
I'm
Yeah,
going
you can't
to
go wrong
Libby.
with Oliver Twist. It's good that one, and it's short compared to some of the other
Oh,
ones.
oh no, I want a long one.
Yeah,
It's not long.
I would
If you want a long
probably
one, go for David Copperfield or Nicholas
that
Nickleby.
is probably going to be my next Dickens, David Copperfield.
Yeah, that one is good. You can't go wrong
I'm
with
glad
that
we
one.
read this.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And look at that,
it's
the
so
library
good.
has it.
Of course they do. They better have it.
No, on audiobook.
They better
On
have
audio.
it. They should have it.
Look, son. I have two library systems on my Libby. You would be surprised at what one has and the other doesn't.
My
Nice.
book is no longer straight. Mine is bent up. Like it's got the
Mine is
curve. It's
perfect
got
because
the curve in the middle there. The curve.
there is no curve, but there is a bookmark. This is where I gave up the ghost on hybrid reading.
We got the
This
fish
middle
tail.
section right here. Yeah.
Mm.
The fish tail
Luckily, if you
going.
have a white spine, you can't really see it, so it
Yeah.
looks nice.
You can kind of see it. So, what are we rating this?
You know what? I'm gonna stick with my 4.5. I think it's.
That's
think
what I
it's up
rated
there.
it. 4.5.
Yeah.
It's a 4 for me. It's a 4 for me.
4.5. I was very close to giving it 5, but I think 4.5 is correct.
Just
But really,
the
really
number of
good.
times I laughed in this alone with the back and forth between the old couples
Yeah,
characters.
yeah,
And then again, there are parts that just pull at your heartstrings. Poor Joe, make you
yeah.
mad. Like it's an emotional roller coaster,
Poor
and
Joe.
it's a statement of what things were like in that time. Because now I'm curious, as
Yeah,
like in this case we have Jonas and Jonas, but also what are the other meandering legal cases that just took forever
easy,
to close during this time because everything is
easy.
drawn out.
Yeah. Okay, so we got 4.5 from Amalola and 4.5 from Rosa.
Amalola, where are you? Like, how much do you have left? How much of this
Um,
would spoil for you?
do we have an announcement for the next book we're reading, or
Well, the next book we're reading is in February 26, and it's
February?
we're reading Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. 200 is, oh yeah, you'll be done soon. That's when it gets good. That last part is like the very mystery part, so it
Yeah,
reads
and it
fast.
moves. It
And it
moves
moves
quickly.
so
Yeah,
fast. It moves
it
really
Yeah,
moves
fast.
much faster than the section before, so you're gonna
I feel like the
finish at a
chapters get shorter the closer you get to the end.
Oh, your book has 980. What kind of edition you got?
Wait, does it have an appendix? Like, is it because I did not count the pages that were like there are what is it
I don't
called?
have anything in mind but the
There are
story.
explanatory notes in my book, and I did not count those
I
pages.
wish I would have had some, but I didn't have any in mind in the
Oh,
physical one.
oh, that's so
I have
nice.
artwork in mine too.
Yeah, I
Well,
have
you
artwork
say
in mine.
artwork. I have pictures. Hold on, let me.
Oh, that's so
Well,
nice.
Yeah, I have pictures in mine too.
yeah, I got pictures. You don't have pictures in yours, Michael?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
What?
Oh shit!
I bought this book new.
No
Hold up.
pictures.
Minus intro and appendix.
No
Yeah,
pictures.
see, I have there are
No,
some of
mine has
these.
no pictures.
No, like, mine are even in the beginning of the book. It has
I got
illustrations. It has
gypped.
all of them.
I got gypped, you guys. It's okay. I used my
See,
imagination to make
that's
pictures.
that's the
See,
courthouse.
that would have been great.
See, look, mine has a list of the illustrations
Okay,
in the
your
Yeah,
book
front.
no.
has just everything.
Not everything, but it's got the character list and it's got the illustrations list, and it has the author's preface, 1853.
$9.89 Penguin Classics Black Spine. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine vintage. But yeah, I like the illustrations. I think they add a little something, something, a little flavor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Read. Now the thing is, every time there was an illustration, there was a whole last blank page after.
Yes. So that
Oh,
increases the page number.
the paper exists.
What
here?
was the point of printing this and having a blank page after a picture?
So look, there you have a blank page,
Here's the
and then you
picture.
turn the page and you got
Here's
the
the blank.
illustration. Now, is it because when they print, they weren't able to print the text behind the picture because it went through?
Okay. Okay.
I think
So
that
in
that has.
yours, it's no blank page after the illustration. Okay.
So I guess that's the reason why they did that. Oh, no blank page after illustration. Okay. No, yeah.
That page is also feel thinner.
Now keep in mind they didn't count that page.
Mm.
That page wasn't counted. You know, when there's a blank page in the illustration, they didn't count it.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Oh, if you're on 474, that page right there
372.
is not counted. It goes 475.
Mine counts it.
Oh no, mine didn't count it.
This is page 532.
I was halfway through the book where I realized it wasn't counting
And
the page.
this is 535. Mine
Yeah,
counted
no.
it.
See, they didn't count mine.
32, 33, 34, 35. So,
474.
based on however many illustrations are in here, take off 2 pages.
And 475 over here. So this was like, I was like, hell, man, and I'm making those pages. I was like, okay. Anyway. All right. I think that's it for the evening or for the afternoon. Thanks everybody for showing up and discussing
Yes, we
with
got your
us.
picture. Thanks, Michael.
We will be back. We will be back in February for, like I said, Ralph Ellison. Invisible Man. So we're gonna go now. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks y'all for coming.